Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Outdoor Adventures with Jake. I apologize, it's been a little while since I've posted a video. There really hasn't been a lot going on. And this year we didn't really get a good winter. We didn't really get very much snow, and the one time I did decide to go up the mountain, I was told that there was a cougar in my area just the day before. So I had to pack up and head home. Today I'm out at the lake again. I had a couple hours, so I decided to come up here to a different spot that I know and cook up some lunch and hang out for a couple hours. I figured I'd bring you guys along with me, so I'm gonna get everything all set up and firewood cut, and we'll get this fire going so we can get lunch cooking. Alright, well, I've got my chair all set up. I brought up the portable fire pit today because where I am is not really the greatest to be having a fire directly on the ground. So I figured I'd play it safe today and make it an easy trip. And I brought the portable fire pit. So if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you've seen this before. But if you haven't seen this before, I'm going to show you guys how this is set up. It is pretty windy today, so I hope the wind isn't affecting the audio on the camera. I have a wind microphone on there, so that should be helping, but I don't really know until I go to edit my video. Anyways, I'll get this guy set up and we'll get a fire going here. I haven't used this thing in probably about a year now. So I figured today would be a good day to bring it on out. It's easy enough. All it is just a couple things here. And then that's it. It's pretty simple. I like how it's quick and easy. But I'm probably gonna dig out the ground a little bit below it, just so I don't cause any fires. Alright, I think that should do. It's mostly just to stop the embers from coming through the bottom and lighting the ground on fire. I don't really want to be that guy that starts a forest fire. Even though it's still winter, a lot of stuff around here is fairly dry, and it would be terrible to start this area on fire. Plus, I'm not even sure if I'm even allowed to be here, so I'm just trying to keep it stealthy. That is why I'm talking at a lower volume. I've already collected all my firewood that I'm gonna need. It was pretty easy. I didn't have to cut anything down. Everything was already laying down and dry and ready for burning. But anyways, I'm gonna get some of this stuff processed up and I'll get back with you when I'm ready to light this thing. Alright guys, got some firewood all cut up. I think this should be enough for now. I got some pretty decent sized ones over here, but I think it's time for me to have a beer. I didn't really bring a variety up with me today. I just brought some Mythical Creatures. Mythical Creatures by Tin Whistle Brewing Company. It says, a Canada Beer Cup Gold Medal winner. A West Coast IPA with some modern tweaks. Super smooth with a load of piney dank and some fruity citrus hop notes. Brewed and packaged in Penticton, British Columbia, in a carbon neutral brewery. I've had this one before. It is 6% alcohol, so I brought 4 up. I probably won't drink 4, but you never know. It doesn't get dark till like 6:30 now, and it's only 2 o'clock now, so I'll be here probably till after dark. But I'm close enough to home, far enough off the beaten path, so I think we're gonna have a good time here. But I'm a little thirsty. Very good. Oh yeah. Once again, I apologize to you all that I haven't really been posting a lot of videos. I kind of taken a little break from YouTube. And since the weather wasn't so great this year, wasn't working out in my favor. So the place that I'm actually at is it's an old homeless area, homeless camp. Luckily there was nobody up here when I came up here, but last year when I came up there was some people up here doing some sketchy things, so I wasn't able to come up here. But nobody's up here today. Doesn't seem to be any activity, animal activity, people activity, so I think I'm pretty safe. But I think I'm gonna light this fire and get some food cooking. Today I brought with me a pork tenderloin stuffed with Italian sausage and wrapped in bacon. It's going to be delicious. Okay guys, I think I'm ready to get this fire going here. I'm not going to mess around with using the ferro rod today, as it's pretty windy out and I just have just a hard time getting it going. So I'm just going to use a lighter today. I wasn't even prepared when I came. I should have refilled. I don't really got a lot of birch bark, but I do have a lot of pine needles, which really help get the fire going anyways. So we're gonna get this going. I hope it turns out well and hopefully there's not a lot of smoke. As I'm trying to be a little bit more on the stealthy side, I don't want people seeing the smoke coming from back here. As I said before, I'm not even sure if I'm even allowed to be here. There is no signs that say I can't be here, but that doesn't really mean anything. That's why I brought the portable fire pit out today. So I'm not actually having a fire directly on the ground. It just looks a little better if somebody does come along. And I don't really use it very much, so this is a good chance for me to get some use out of it. I was given this as a present last Christmas, and I've probably used it about 4 times already. And it's actually a really, really awesome little idea. Just to be able to bring a fire pit along with you. It weighs, I mean, it's about 3 to 5 pounds. But it works really good. And you don't need a lot to keep it going. Nothing really big. Like, the biggest stuff I have is like this. And really, that there is gonna take a while to burn anyways. It's got a lot of airflow. It's got 2 giant holes on the bottom. So, I'm not sure if the bike is gonna be too close being here, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it where it sits. I'm really not even sure I'm gonna be able to cook this thing up here. Just with the wind, I'm not gonna be able to get a proper temperature, but we'll see how well the coals are and how the wind is, if it dies down or not. But as you see, it's flying everywhere. That's all right. I did bring some munchies up with me, but I really do want to cook this pork loin. Thankfully, there's no bears out at this moment. I know they are in the process of waking up and coming out of hibernation. That is the reason I'm not up the mountain. The only thing I have to deal with around here are just a bunch of coyotes, which kind of the least of my worries anyways. This fire is sure burning hot. But we want a good bed of coals so we can cook this pork loin. If we cook this pork loin. Well, I think I've got myself a healthy fire going now. And the good thing is it's not smoking and it's not sparking. Just slowly feed it and keep this thing as stealthy as I possibly can. And if you guys are worried about catching the ground on fire, I did bring a bunch of water up with me, so all I have to do is just sprinkle water on it. And there is a pond just maybe 50 feet from me anyways. Well, not a lot has happened since the last time I checked in with you. I've just been kind of feeding this fire, trying to let it build some coals up so I can get this thing cooking. But I've already finished one beer, and I think it's time for me to have another one. I actually never spent any time at this place. Like, I've always walked by this place, but I've never been here and actually hung out for any period of time. It's a pretty awesome spot. The trail coming in isn't very well traveled, so a lot of people won't take it. I haven't seen anybody poke their heads up around the corner, so I think so far so good. I'm a little bit close to the highway, but with the bluff behind me, I don't really hear too much of it. And it is pretty windy, so the wind is kind of blocking out a lot of the highway sounds.
time is now 10 to 3. I think I've been here for about an hour. So about, I don't know, another 20 minutes and the fire should be died down enough where I can start cooking. It seems like the wind is gonna die down a little bit. It doesn't seem too windy out on the lake, and the gusts are a little bit more spread out apart from each other now. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to move the bike away from the fire a little bit more. I kind of like it here because it blocks a little bit more wind, but I just don't like it being this close to the fire. In a little bit, I'll actually give you guys a little rundown on my bike. I don't think I've ever showed you guys my bike, the whole thing. So I'll give you guys a little bike tour. But for now, just relaxing, enjoying the peace and quiet. It turned out to be a pretty awesome day. Originally, I wasn't gonna take the camera with me. I was just gonna have a day just to kind of hang out here by myself, but I figured I'd want to bring you guys along with me. I haven't given you guys any content for a little while, so I figured you guys would want to come along with me. So I'm trying to work on a little bit of a sponsorship deal with another company. I am pretty excited for it. If they come through, then it's going to open up a lot more doors for my channel. But as I said, I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet until it's been fully confirmed. But I am pretty excited for it.
Well, while I'm waiting for the fire to die down, I figured this would be a perfect chance to show you my bike. So this here is a Diadora Artico 2016, I believe, and it's a fat bike, 26-inch by 4-inch wide tires. This thing's a beast. I've probably put well over 200K onto it, and it's still running like perfect. I bought this bike off of Marketplace last year, and it didn't have all these extra add-ons, accessories. I added a front rack, I added a back rack, 2 pannier bags, tool bag in the back, little snack bag in the front. I've got a handlebar extender, so it's like a secondary handlebar that just goes over top of your handlebar, which has like my phone holder, my light, and I have a speaker for my bike also. I had to change out these tires when I first bought it. The tires that were on it, they were good, but it was easier to get a flat with those ones, as there was more space between the treads. I picked these ones up, and I've been riding on these tires for quite some time now, and you can barely even notice the tread gone down. They're Jan SCM. I'll bring the camera over and show you a little bit more of closer look at the bike. Now I had planned to put a electric motor conversion kit onto it, but I think this year I'm just going to, unfortunately, I'm probably going to sell this guy and I'm going to get an e-bike, a long distance e-bike, just because I injured my patella a couple years ago, and riding this thing long distance really can aggravate my knee a bit. So I feel like having some extra power to push me along will benefit me quite a bit. But I'll take you guys over here and I'll give you guys a little look-de-loo over the whole bike and kind of show you guys all the components. Okay, well, this is the bike. All right up close. I want to show you these tires here. I'm unsure if you guys can get these tires anymore. The tread on them is pretty aggressive. There's not a lot of space between all the treads. So, like where I live, there is a lot of cacti. And once you roll over them, you're definitely having a flat tire. So I've got this secondary handlebar rack. Well, maybe I can show you from the front a little bit better. It really comes in handy quite a bit. And this little mount here, I actually have a big bag that goes on the front, and that's what connects to that. Now going around to the back here, I picked up this little rat trap here. It's a little off to the side right now, but of course the wind just kicked up a bit. But yeah, so we've got these Rock Bros. I believe they're 30 liters. So I've got one on each side. I've got this little tool bag that's in the back and a little snack pouch in the front. And again, this is a 2016 Diadora Artico. It's got a 19-inch frame, 26x4 tires. And this thing is a beast. All right, well, I think it's time for me to get my lunch on the go. I think this thing is leaking a little bit. That's all right. So this is what I got for lunch here. So it's a bacon wrapped pork tenderloin stuffed with Italian sausage. It is going to be delicious. Probably slow roast this on the fire. Maybe, I'm hoping it'll only take an hour, but it could take a little longer. There we go. She's on. Put this aside. Deal with that later. I got pork juice all over me now. Not really what I want, but oh well. Well, she's cooking. It's looking really good now. Shouldn't take too long. Actually, it probably will take a little bit, but that's all right. I may end up cutting this thing in half, just to, or in a couple pieces, just to help it cook a little faster. Just because it's almost 4 o'clock now, and soon enough I gotta get this fire dying down so I can get on out of here. Okay. Well, I think these are pretty well done. I am going to take the smallest piece now and I'm going to cut into it and we'll see. Look at that. Give that a shot. Try that out. So good. I'd say that's cooked to perfection. Some of that bacon. It's a little hot. Show you this. Look how good that looks. Better get that sausage before it falls out. So good. The wind didn't cause too much of an issue. If anything, it slowed the cooking time down, which is totally fine with me. It's pork, so I want it to cook fairly slow. Don't want to be getting sick from raw pork. Once I'm finished eating here, throw a few more pieces of firewood on. And then once that burns down, I'm gonna probably take off. Like I said earlier, I'm not too far from where I live. I just wanted to get out for a couple hours. I had actually planned to leave this morning, but the wind was gusting way too much and it just didn't seem too enjoyable. Well, I think it's time for another beer. And then after that, I only got one more left. Not even sure I'm gonna finish it. I have to ride home, so I don't want to be too wobbly. This is definitely a spot I want to come back to. Maybe I'll come back with some garbage bags and my trailer and haul some of this garbage out. There's a lot that you guys don't actually see. I didn't feel like I wanted to have that in the video, but there's a whole bunch of garbage down on the way in that it would be nice to just clean it all up and do my part. Anyways, I'm gonna finish eating my late lunch here and I'll get back with you guys in a little bit. All right, well, it's 5:15 now and it's about to get dark pretty soon here. It started sprinkling a little bit, so I'm not sure if it's gonna start raining or what, but my fire has gone out, so I'm going to take it down to the water and dump it in there and extinguish it and get everything all packed up. If you made it this far in the video,
Thank you so much for watching. I apologize for my absence lately. I promise you it's all due to the weather. I'm doing fine. I just haven't had anything to film. I hope to put out some more videos very soon. So be patient with me. It may be a couple weeks, but I will have another video out to you guys soon. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.